I want to see what this guy's opinion is, that if he thinks Stompn can play in Pro League or not. So it finally happened. We have a certified Rainbow Six professional coach reacting to Stompn.
My name is Fett. I'm the former head coach of Cloud9 Beast Coast Rainbow Six Siege. We recently won the Manchester Major, which made us, for the time being, the best team in the world. But today we'll be reacting to Stompn, which word around the block is he's the best controller, best console player out there.
Best person ever, raised by a great family, super duper humbled, super duper successful and wealthy and famous for his age, but he handles the fame and the wealth so well. Shout out to Stompn. Shout out to Stompn's family for raising such a great young man, great young mind. And one of my best friends. Probably, I'm not even going to lie, bro. Stompn is probably my best friend that I have met through Rainbow Six Siege. That is my brother, bro. So seeing this video makes me happy, I'm not going to lie. It's finally the recognition he deserves, bro.
I think he's beaten like everyone else in a 1v1 already. We'll be going over his clips, seeing if he has potential to become pro, seeing how impressive console players are compared to PC players.
He's never lost to anyone besides Spoit. Stompn is only down to Spoit in 1v1s.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bro,
his SMG 12 recoil control is actually like mad impressive, but I'm pretty sure console recoil is a lot easier than PC, right? So one thing I'm already noticing, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, I think to be a console player, like on controller, crosshair placement, it's a lot more important, right? Because you don't have the capability to flick super fast across your screen. It's like a smooth aiming over, right? So it's really impressive that he just, his crosshair placement is really good. I've already seen from the first clip, he's always on the angle that.
Are you wearing HyperX Clouds right now, Fett? Fett, are you wearing HyperX Clouds? Fett, I will literally grab that headset and throw it through a windowsill.
He wants to be on, okay?
Buy Astra A40s or don't buy a headset.
Little side rush. I actually hope most of these clips are from the tournaments, because that's like the best
They're only
representation of
tournaments.
like
They're only
the
tournaments.
closest thing to competitive, right? Because I feel like ranked is really, really separate from competitive.
They're only
that guy
tourneys.
is lost. Okay, so this clip is whatever because the enemy team is completely not looking at him. Like this is okay. Solary got f***ing cooked there.
This was against
Is
SSG.
this 4-3 on console?
This was against
Is there
SSG.
stretch press on console? I didn't know that. I didn't know that whatsoever. Yeah, the SMG 12 is a really potent gun, at least in PC meta, especially like JKP Visual being super strong right now. So the fact that he's this proficient with these guns is really impressive. I mean, I don't know how much easier the recoil would be on console, but if he's doing all this on controller, his crosshair placement's really, really good. Damn! And no, okay, so this clip's actually against pro players as well.
Yep.
And granted, the pro players, so this clip's against SSG, and SSG is a professional team that, you know, I used to compete against as a coach, you know, in the North American League. So I mean, that's really impressive. Like, granted, SSG, I remember watching the stream, SSG were trolling very hard. They were also impressed with how much gun skill Stompn has. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things Stompn provides to the console community is showing that regardless, like, if you're going against MAKers or Zimmers, that you still have a chance to, you know, outmaneuver these mouse and keyboard players, because frankly speaking, Rainbow Six is not that much of an aim-intensive game as a competitive player, and I think a lot of pros will, you know, agree with me. As opposed to CS or Valorant, it's more of a crosshair placement game.
Stompn. Oh. Nice shot. That's me talking.
I'm impressed at it. Yeah, that's a really good C4. That's a really common C4 that we use in Pro League with double reinforced that wall.
He's so nasty. He's so. Oh. Yo, he's so nasty. He's so.
I could never imagine. This is the one thing I do recognize from PC when I watch these console tournaments is the comms are so hectic. I could never ever.
Okay, I do two types of callouts, bro. I do urgency callouts and like regular callouts. So like, if someone is top white and my teammate is not looking at top white, like Stompn has his back turned to top white right now, I'm gonna tell Stompn 7 different times that there's someone top white, so he does not die to that. I hate when people are like, top white, and then like Stompn will die because he'll be in the heat of the moment and the adrenaline's pumping and there's bullets flying off and there's explosions happening. Siege is a loud game, bro. So yes, bro, when I need to flood comms, I will flood comms. Don't you ever insult my comms again, Fett. That is literally like the best part of my fucking game sets is my callouts. So don't ever do that shit again.
Imagine being in that environment. I would not be able to focus at all. I remember just a little bit ago, like the comments used to be like, right there, on ping, on ping, on ping. And just recently, they started to incorporate a lot more actual callouts.
I said
yeah,
top white.
Just screaming all the time. I cannot imagine that, bro. So right there, he actually kept track of how many bullets a Twitch was shooting, and he pushed him as the Twitch was reloading. So very good aggression play out of Stompn right here.
So nasty.
I think this clip is the best overall display of his game knowledge. So at the very beginning of the clip, right, he's going for that C4, right? It's a very powerful C4 in pro play because like the area that he's C4ing is called trophy. It's the first point of contention for attackers to get control of. So in pro play, we'll also have a double reinforced wall shot where we C4 over and use tuber out to keep that wall closed. You know, he's pre-fire. He's very aware of what his teammate's gunfight is taking. He presses this guy, and he's able to keep track of the Twitch's bullets, right? How many bullets firing, so he aggresses at the perfect time. So that was actually, very
good analysis. Good analysis.
Right, basement defense round with the clash strat.
Good rain.
Really impressive aim with the DMR. And I'm pretty sure this is no aim assist, right? Wow. That's an ace, and that's another clip that I will say is extremely impressive out of Stompn. So typically on this side, the type of
I love when my king gets the cause he's the king, bro. Like I love when my king gets the recognition that he deserves. Bro, everyone talks about Stompn's aim and his movement and his quick peeking. He's the best in the world at everything on controller. Bro, the thing that is most impressive about Stompn is his awareness, bro. Little things, like when Twitch emptied her mag, he knew to just chow. He always knows what the weakness is, and he exposes it. We were playing a tournament like 2 days ago. Stompn doesn't have a playstyle. He literally told me. He said his playstyle is just adapting to everybody else's playstyle. That is what makes him the greatest in the world, and there will never be a controller player that is on his level, ever, in a million years. No one is even close.
You'll see is that blue server back area of the map is what people love taking, right? Especially in Pro League. It's the most common execute for attackers to do. But once attackers get the two hatches up, the sight hatch and the red hall hatch open, they will go for this execute. So Stompn knows after contesting these guys, the next set of players will be on each hatch. Granted, I do think this is a little bit overambitious for him to go for this aggression this early. But I mean, it's console, whatever.
Overambitious? He's Stompn. Yeah. Yo, do you know who you're watching right now? He just critiqued Stompn. Overambitious?
Like, he's just, aiming these kids. Oh, they were going for plant. Okay, so he had the awareness to know that they were going for plant and to contest.
And there you go. So shut up! Don't you ever question the king again! He did it because they were planting bot. Sorry, you're a pro coach. I'm sorry. Just be respectful.
If his teammates weren't calling C4s. Richie did have the C4 though, but I mean, I can't expect, these guys in a pug stack tournament to have perfect coordination. Wow. And so like you see he's already pre-aiming with his game knowledge, like the two hatches before he goes to stop that plant. And I think that's very impressive for him. The typical execute is to hold the hatch control and go for that plant. So really good shit. Good job playing the strat as well. Like the point of that strat is so that the clash, like this is a pro league strat that, the Sonics used to run. Geometrics, former SI champ, used to play the shield right here. And then like they would run at him and have the long angle skill test as they run at the clash. But really good out of him. Bad on the enemy team for not bringing, utility to kill that clash. I think this is also against the pro players right here.
This was the best clip against SSG.
Wow. Yeah, once again, I remember watching Bolt's reaction to this clip. I mean, he was very impressed with Stompn's gun skill as well. Makes me wonder, I'm pretty sure he's able to get 4-3 stretch res because he's on the PC build. He's still playing with controller, but I wonder how much different console would be if you could have the different aspect ratios.
Against pros.
He's very nasty. His mechanically is very nasty. That was good out of him. In these clips, usually I see like him being quiet. The fact that he says, I'm walking down the hallway, guys, is one of the biggest things I emphasize as a coach, because the more you say what you're doing, the more you can play off your teammates, right?
Bro, this has been one thing, because I want this video to like genuinely get to a wider audience of rainbowsixsiege, and I want people to take something away from this. I have complained about this so many times with like players like Lou and Jay, when like I'll always yell at them because they will drop a hatch without telling anybody, and then it's like their team is reacting to what they're doing. This is another thing Stompn has always and will always do. When he's making any type of play, he will always let us know, so then we have the opportunity to react to it, right? So if we know Stompn's walking down the hallway, we now know there's a much better chance that we can drop the kitchen hatch or something. Because if I drop the kitchen hatch and let's say I die, Stompn can immediately trade it because he's in the hallway. Knowing what your team is doing is so important. Do not ever in a million years silently make some type of play. Always let people know.
If I rush into a site as a Maru and, you know, I don't say shit and then I'm like, ah, guys, I'm in sight, who can play off me? As opposed to, I'm going to rush into sight.
This guy
and now
gets
people
it.
can make plans around
This guy,
me,
this is why he's the
So
coach.
the fact that he's telling his teammates, notifying them that he is walking down the hallway is very good. That's also a very good thing you see Stompn do right here, is he sees the drone in front of him go towards the left, so the angle he clears is right, because if his teammate tells him, like,
so smart.
if the teammate on the drone droning for him,
This guy's a good coach.
left, so he clears right instantly. So that's very good decision making by Stompn here. Very, yeah, great gap take by Stompn here. This is actually very impressive. I'm actually like, I actually did not know that he was this good. I'm not gonna lie, because
Bro, honestly, the only people that have like, listen, bro, all the PC guys, like all the PC pros, they all have egos. I get it, bro. Your mouse and keyboard. The only people that have complimented Stompn are the people that have played against him. SSG's pro lineup, they said, like, this kid's insane. Spoit, every single pro in the pro 1v1 tournament we did this week that he beat, Doki, Ash, and SSG, Spoit has complimented Stompn like 20 times. And now this guy. To the people that actually sit and watch his gameplay, that it doesn't matter if you're a PC pro or a PC content creator, if you have a higher understanding of Siege, you will immediately know he's the king of this shit. He does everything perfectly, bro. Everything.
You know, he is like kind of out muscling these guys with just pure like movement and crosshair placement, right? Oh my god. I mean, he is right here, but his knowledge of enemy positioning is really strong. Like, he knows where to look, and honestly, I didn't really expect that too much from console players, from the other console players I've watched, but this guy is clearly head and shoulders above the rest, which is why people consider him the best. Damn! I mean, these are really tight pixels he's hitting almost perfectly because of his movement, right? Like, that's a really hard gunfight even for PC pros. Like, this is a very attacker-favored gunfight right here. Fighting that angle, like down onto the pillar wall, because once the attackers take backside, they take down into pillar, and then they can cut off the rotate behind Stompn that you're about to see and go through. Yeah. Well, not that one,
So
but the
nice
other one.
when someone else is glazing, bro. Like, finally, damn. Good rain.
His crosshair placement's so precise with the controller. I don't even like. I've never touched a controller in my life. That guy's ass. That guy's just awful.
It's
but
so
his
nice
crosshair
when
placement is
someone
so
else is
accurate
glazing
on a controller, and I can never, because I've never touched a controller in my life. Impressive.
That's on Kaysen.
Oh my god. I mean, he is just single-handedly creating space, but also murdering the entire enemy team. That's what I mean. I don't know if Jay Guns is like another really talented console player, but like, you know, there's a clear like level of mechanical difference like between Jay Guns and Stompn. But from what I'm seeing so far is
Jay caught a stray. This might be the best video I've ever watched. Jay caught a stray. Yo, this is probably the best video I've ever watched.
is he seems to be like he seems to like to take the gaps on the entry a lot. Which, you know, people will be like, okay, like, how good are you really if you're shooting people in the back? But that's one thing you got to realize is that's probably the best thing you could do. Pampazu, a pro player for DZ, actually won them the Charlotte major.
He's cooking.
Exactly.
The most impressive kills in Rainbow Six Siege is when you shoot someone in the back, because that means you caught them off guard. Those are the most impressive kills.
Exactly what the skill set is, shooting people in the back. Because if you're going against Shaiko as a pro, right, would you rather take the 50-50 head-on gunfight with him? Or would you rather shoot him in the back, right? Would you rather outmove him, outposition him, and shoot him in the back? You would obviously want to shoot him in the back, because it's a lot more statistically favored to you. That's a 100-0 gunfight, right? If you shoot him in the back and the head. Barring he 180 headshots you, right? What is that? Okay, so that's very... The crouch behind... Wow. Yeah, he's a gap taker. So here's my.
This guy's so intelligent. Yo, Fett is valid. Yo, this guy he understands gap taking on a level that like very few people understand. I don't even care. Sub to this guy. He's at 15K. I want him to be at 30K in like 2 days. Sub to this guy right now. This guy's valid right here. Dude, gap taking is how you win games. That's all it is. There's always a gap. You need to find it and you need to take it. Now let's watch Fett break this down like a pro.
Wow. Yeah, he's a gap taker. So here's my point is right now that mirror over there on that Troy roll is a very common power spot for defenders, and he crouches behind this hatch wall to take the gap on this guy. There's just high outmaneuverability. And now they have bathroom control. And they kill this guy to get execute control.
King might drop. King might drop.
He's waiting for a camera making vert.
King might drop.
So he's not just rushing. That's really good. He's not
King
just rushing straight into this guy, which is very good. He masks the sound with that.
Okay, I was going to glaze, but Fett started glazing. I'll let him glaze. But you see how he blew an ash charge to cut off the sound of him dropping? When you drop a hatch in Siege, it goes dun! Because he ash charged it, they didn't hear a thing. I'm going to let Fett glaze now, though. I'm going to let him glaze.
He's waiting for a camera making vert. So he's not just rushing. That's really good. He's not just rushing straight into this guy, which is very good. He masks the sound with that ash charge. So right here, his teammate is killed, and instead of immediately dropping the hatch, we almost like get him killed, he makes vert above the bathroom guy in case he was in a stall over here first to get him to look at that and also hear the sound to completely drop the mask. Granted, he falls into a Melusi, but there's lots of little things he's doing other than just being mechanically talented to completely, they completely cut off guard. Right? Because he masked his drop sound with.
Because he masked the sound of the drop. Oh, man, like he's just, I don't know. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. He is, yo, get this, yo.
With the ash charge.
Callie.
Callie? Okay. Did he just Shaiko peek on a controller?
Wait.
I mean, I know people could do it, but it's pretty clean for a controller. I'm not gonna, because you have to click the sticks to lean, right? I don't know. I don't understand it because I've never played with a controller in my life. So to me, that's like I hate using my thumbs.
He's so
right?
good.
I feel like that point of articulation is so hard. So that is super impressive to me. Like the fact that he can just click without messing up his aim.
Oh, I was in their lobby this game, I think.
And one thing he's doing very well throughout this clip in particular is he's slicing the pie very well, right? So he's clearing out these angles one by one as opposed to wide swinging 2 angles at once. In that case, which he would have died, right? Wow, that guy, if that guy was weak window the whole time, he let all his team die. But you see, like, he peeks up white here, and first thing he checks is trophy door, right? So he hops in white window, kills this guy top white. And then he checks trophy first, right? And then, like, if a guy was kids.
Okay, so what Fat is explaining now is, I love Fat, bro. I love this guy. He understands. This is the type of shit that gives me an erection. Like right here, when pro players can understand and explain the game to people so perfectly, because I try, but everybody discredits me because my aim sucks. But I actually know what I'm talking. So he's taking away angle by angle. This is known as slicing the pie. Let Fat explain though. He's taking away each angle one at a time.
Or that he would have died, but he's checking kids. That's a sprint peek. That's DS likes to do that peek. So he checks kids door, then he checks the big window rotate, and he holds kids again. He's very particular about the angles he clears. Now, granted, I don't know what the fuck that big window guy is doing because he literally just let his teammates all die, but it's all right, I guess. That is a very interesting mirror by the enemy team. I don't think anyone would ever put that mirror on PC, but they have the zombie covering it. Very, very interesting. Double reinforced gym wall, also very, very interesting. That guy is an absolute idiot for not looking down red. Your teammates just died.
Shred.
Yeah.
rain.
One thing I'm noticing in these console clips is that it seems like the enemy team has like no clue what's going on. Like if you're properly calling out to your teammates, why is no one looking at Stompn? One big rule that I have for PC for my pros is like when you get a kill, it's usually good. Like unless you have like an immediate lineup kill right after that, that's like within the vicinity. You shouldn't go for more picks because the enemy team calls you out, and that essentially gives them wall hacks on where you are. Right? There's a UAV on your location because the enemy, your location is now where every single enemy player is.
This guy's
looking,
so smart.
where you can come from your call out.
I might start glazing him.
So the fact that he's able to get away with going for the next one and the next.
This is like what I've been preaching, bro. Like, this is what I always tell Jay and Lou, bro. I bring it back to them. They'll run in by themselves, they'll get a kill, and I'm like, reset, fall back. They're going to call out exactly where you are. They keep running, and then they get fucking gunned down, and now it's a 4v4 instead of a 5v4. This guy, yo, I might just be Fet's Glazer. This guy is my duo in glazing Stompn.
And the next one is not competitively really comforting to see as like, you know, from the highest level, but it makes sense like if the enemy teams are too cluttered, and that's just for the enemy teams to figure out having better comms, right?
Good rain.
Oh my fucking god.
That's
wow.
good rain.
That guy just got 180 to hell. I mean, there's nothing. That's just pure, just talent right there.
His aim is so good. Oh. Oh my. Oh my.
Right here, you can kind of see the same thing outside across from Reddit. This is a very like godlike flick in terms of how, like a controller, but spread away from the C4.
How does he flick like this on?
I'm surprised he's comfortable enough to fully finish this. So right here, he's aiming, you know, at the right place, and because of that, he doesn't have to move his crosshair that far to get to the next enemy player.
On the controller?
I'm more so surprised that right here, how comfortable he is completely finishing that reload before spreading the dodge to C4.
It's just
then,
aura.
yeah.
It's aura, Fat. That's all. It's just aura.
He just seems like a player that's so comfortable. Like the
So
main thing with him
confident.
is he's so comfortable with his movement and crosshair placement. He knows exactly what angles he's exposed to and not exposed to at all times. Oh my fucking god. That he's able to take these gaps because he knows exactly, once he's in the shits, he's in the sight, he knows exactly where to move. He knows exactly where to look. He knows exactly where to move. And because of that, like, that's how he's getting all these kills. People like looking at content creators or streamers and looking just how naturally their aim is and then trying to replicate that by taking the worst gunfights of all time. Like, no, he's moving in a way such that he's only
This guy's a better glazer than me.
He's taking risks very knowledgeably, and he knows where the enemies might be playing.
He's better
He's
at
trying to find that gap in
glazing,
their
bro.
system, and he's always trying to go when they're not like least expecting him. Right, so try to take that away from gameplay, his gameplay, if you're trying to learn from Stompn. Vigil, Boss G, top floor row. My pro on my team Spirit's actually popularized this gun. It's so broken. It's like a fucking pocket op. Yeah, you could see it, his movement and
Oh my god.
his movement and crosshair placement is so
Disgusting.
pixel perfect that he's able to challenge these gunfights on the pixel, which is like one of the biggest things in Siege, right?
Oh my god.
And he's always like looking for the flank. That's another skill that like entry players like that I have that are good in Pro League at least, is like you always have an awareness of when the flank's gonna happen. And right there, he's still wall look like right after this, his first instinct is to wall bang the door that the enemy, because you see the exit center of that, that's where the door is, right? He always knows exactly where to look next. He's always looking for the next kill. He's not just becoming okay with like the first kill he gets, right? He's always
this guy's better at glazing.
See, okay. This is where console callouts are very, very like. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. What the fuck do you like? What does he mean? What do his teammates mean here? Over here, close left, right here, last seed. You can even tell Stompn was fucking like confused for a bit because he had no idea what his teammates were talking about.
He went to go heal the guy top garage.
We don't deserve
He just
Stompn.
wallbanged me too! Oh my god!
Yo, wait, the guy top garage is down. That guy top garage is down.
I know.
1v4
Wait, I was in this
situation.
lobby, I think.
Really good sprint pass right here.
Wait, oh my god, I remember this. I was in this lobby for this tournament, I'm pretty sure. No. I was watch partying this. This was the most disgusting clutch of the whole video. Bro, I remember I watched this live. Watch this clutch. This was, I
He
remember
just
this.
wallbanged me too! Oh my god!
Yo, wait, the guy top garage is down. That guy top garage is down.
I know.
1v4 situation. really good sprint past red here. He knows there's a guy top red holding him, so he chooses to sprint by that guy to confirm this kill in the garage right here. And then this kind of confirms like a whole side of map control, so he only has to focus on the other side. And as you can see, the first thing he does is 180 around and immediately look for the red push. Pretty good of him.
He just... Yep. Wait, this is the end.
Blocking up red, so we now know one is in cash and one's blocking up red. And if they're gonna discipline up against him, like I don't know if they will because it's a console, but if it were PC and these players were good, they would discipline up and Stompn would be forced to plant to pull their aggression. But I think they are. So he's gonna start planning right now.
Good flash.
I'm sure I threw the flash.
Top red rotate.
Yeah, he's gonna start planting the pull, and then now it's a gamble on what side they're gonna push first.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Wait, make sure you edit it.
Oh my god. I think the biggest advantage he has over all other console players, honestly, is how good he is at challenging pixels. On PC, you could be so precise with your aim that pixel angles are one of the most powerful angles in this game because you can move and shoot at the same time, right? In CSGO, it's not as good because you can't react to that tiny sliver and you have to move and then stop and shoot. In PC, you see someone move, like you see someone go.
It's just nice. Like, it's nice to see someone else takes on the role of glazing Stompn. Because, dude, I have been working my ass off to show people how good he is and how different he is. I've been playing this game for 7 years, bro. I've played with and against the best controller players in the world, and there is no one that even comes close to this kid. It's so nice to see this recognition, bro.
Go through the pixel
From a
like,
pro coach.
you can move off of that and shoot that. So pixel angles are super broken on PC, right? And the fact that he's able to chow them on controller, which is really hard because his crosshair placement is so good, that has nothing to do with his raw flick aim being good, right? That has nothing to do with him just having a godly aim. That's him being able to place his crosshair where the pixels are on the map, right? And that's something that I think he has over all these console players, is that on controller at least, or on these controller players, is on controller, he's able to so precisely challenge these pixels, and he doesn't need the MK to do it. A 2v2. Wonder who this is against.
Split, I think.
Probably on PC build. Did you try mouse and keyboard or something? I think he's trying mouse and keyboard here. Oh, it's him versus clicks.
Oh my god, what a
Skype?
shot! What a shot!
Good shit, Stompn.
Alright, so that's Stompn's best clips.
What do you think, Fat?
Overall-
What do you think? Can he play pro?
I'm really impressed with how he uses his movement and crosshair placement, and I think I cannot stress that enough. And like when I watch these, like we have to understand the trends that he's doing to set himself up for success, right?
Can he be in pro league?
Even if you have really good aim, really good movement, and you take like a god awful gunfight, that is still probably not going to go for his way, right? So the thing is if he did transfer to PC and he tried to go pro, right, and this is the main point of this video, is like, how would he do as a pro, right? You gotta realize the skill set that does translate over is his movement, right? His crosshair placement, that's not gonna change, right? Because that has nothing to do with your pure raw mechanical aim. That's just your map knowledge, right? Where you know the pixels are and how to maneuver your character, right? That still translates over. And his ability to find gaps, that still translates over, right? That's a really good, ability to have as an entry frag player, to find these common gaps. His knowledge on like where the enemies are going to come from next. He always knows exactly where to aim next. That's why he gets a lot of his kills. It's not because he has godlike aim or like a sixth sense. No, he guesses and gambles where the enemy is going to come from next, the common doorways and spots that they like to play. That's where he's always aiming at them and always pre-firing them, right? So that's all the skills that will translate over no matter what. So actually, I do think, as a pro player, because a lot of the pros in this game, in Siege, do come from console. And his raw skill on mouse and keyboard, honestly, if he tries to keep his crosshair placement and moving good, I think he'd be successful given he had enough time. I will say the one big weakness that console has compared to PC is callouts. Right, the comms are not as strong, and especially like you won't
Can
be
he
able
play
to
Pro
make
League, yes or
these
no?
kind of plays in Pro League if the enemy comms are perfect, right? Because they're telling the enemy exactly where you are. They have drones on you. They're holding angles perfectly.
Can
There's
he
a lot
play Pro
tighter of a
League?
skill gap because everyone could just instantly shit on you. But for being what he is, we have to appreciate that he's a console player on controller that is consistently challenging, and if not being better than MNK players, right? And he's consistently fragging out, hitting clips against pros. Granted, they are trolling, but they're pros. At the end of the day, they're still moving their hands in the same, tendencies that they do on stage. So we can appreciate him for being kind of like an inspiration in the sense that you can be on controller. You don't have to be an MNK player to keep up. You can be this good on controller. You just have to understand that it's not going to come from having nasty flick game. It's just going to be having really good crosshair placement, always knowing where to look, always trying to find the gap, find them when they're not shooting at you, and having good movement. And I think that's the biggest thing you take away this video. So yeah, that was my analysis and reaction to Stompn, the controller player. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to try to do this type of react content and see how well it does on my channel. Yes? I usually co-stream Pro League games. If you want to check that out, that's my usual niche. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope some way, somehow this can kind of connect the console and PC community.
Look, bro, Stompn can't play Pro League. Fett was kind of just saying if he had enough time to learn the callouts, he would be successful. Amazing video. Yo, shout out to Fett. Guys, he has 15,000 subs. This guy is an actual pro analyst. If you are serious about Rainbow Six Siege and you want to rank up and you want to get to higher ranks and maybe you're already a champion, you want to get into the tournament environment, watch Fett, bro. This guy is I 100% certified. This guy's valid. Go sub to Fett, man.